Hello and welcome back. All right, we are now going to learn how we can work with multiple files open in Photoshop. Just like what I'm showing you right now, I have multiple files side by side in case I need to work on multiple files for a specific project. So this may be more useful to graphic designers than photographers, but then again, you may have multiple images that you need to retouch and maybe they're very similar to each other. So you may want to compare them side by side as you retouch one image versus another. So I'm going to go ahead and close all of these, and I'm using a keyboard shortcut to do this, but we can go up to File and select Close from here to close out multiple files. But we can use our keyboard shortcut right here, Command or Control, and the letter W to close those files much faster. Once again, I'd like you to participate and learn as you do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our Section 2 folder, and we're going to select both files and double click to open them up. Now we only have two images open, and when we open them, they are opened in individual tabs. But what I want you to do is I want you to go back to one of the methods that you learned in the previous lesson and open up 3 or 4 more images of your own. So you can use the same method for all 3 or 4 images, or you can try out the different ways that we learned how to open up images in the last lesson. I'm just going to select from my home screen here just to make it a little bit quicker and easier. So I have a couple recent files here that I've been working on, so I'm just going to go ahead and open up those. All right, so I have 5 different files open. And like I mentioned, anytime you click on a tab here, it's going to show that individual file. But like I said, maybe we want to view those images side by side based on the project that we're working on. So there's a couple different ways we can do that. One is we can click on a tab and drag it out, and once you release, it will be presented in a free floating window, which you can then move around based on what you need to do in order to see both files. The only problem with this method though is if I need to go to this particular document and I click on it, the other one disappears, and then I have to try and find that free floating window. So the better way to do this is to put these images side by side within the interface. So we can do that by clicking and dragging to the right side here or over here to the left until you see that blue vertical line. I'm going to go ahead and do it over here on the right. So grab a tab, click, drag it out, and then place it right here next to the left side of this panel. Now I can see both of those images side by side, but this one here is zoomed in too much. So we can come down here and type in a new percentage to zoom out to, I'm going to do 10%. So now I can easily see the images side by side. But what if I need a third image? Well, I can do the same thing. I can come over here and grab one of these tabs, click, and drag it over to the right or left side until I have those 3 side by side. Now the other thing we can do is we can stack these files above or below each other. So to do that, grab another tab and then come over to one of the other panels and place it at the top. Now this one's a little bit harder and it's a little touchy, but you have to wait until you see a solid blue line. So there we go. I got it over here in the middle. I have a solid blue line at the top now. So that just took a few tries to do. And now we have the images stacked above and below each other. The other thing we can do is we can go up to Window and select Arrange, and then we can select from these different options here to stack them either horizontally or vertically from each other. Let's go ahead and select 3 up vertical. So that shows 3 files side by side in a vertical window. We also have additional images within some of these columns. So depending on how many images you have open, you may have more or less tabs. The other thing is I can't really see this little tab right here. So if I click on these double arrows, it's going to show me the file names, and then I can navigate to that particular file if needed. I'm actually going to click and drag one of these inside of here, and now I can't see that first tab at all. So you may need to come in here and select that particular file from here. Alright, so that's it for working with multiple files. In the next lesson, I'm going to show you how to navigate around your image or your document. There's a couple different ways we can do it. One is with the zoom tool, but we also have a navigation tool in Photoshop as well. So I'm going to show you some different ways to navigate around your document as you're working.